Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to February World Records. We've got a hell of a month this month. The return of Mac, new Grand Champion, all of these things. And yeah, some great records from Mac, Riffo, J-Height, Shiro, Supplic, Amnesia, Akimoli, Vert, Amino, Nero, Ninja, Op3, Inside, Infinity, Jaska, Ecas, Cool, Goblin, TQ, Uchi, don't know who that is, Chisra, Fionki, Kabla, Morrow, Gibbs, Woodjizza, XT4, and I can't read that. Apologies. So, yeah, we have some great records. We have, I forgot to open it, 143 unique records. And before we get into watching the records, we've got a new map made by J-Height, and I want to point out some new mappers if anyone is going to be doing them. And oh, he's actually boxed this off. What a legend. Like, absolute legend for boxing this off so I don't fall off the edge every bloody time. Looking at you, Ash. So, this is a new map. It is probably a strafe map. It technically has a rocket launcher and some slick in it, but gonna go out on a limb and say they're useless. On the basis of, you come down here and you can go up here and get 99 haste, so infinite haste, or you can have you could probably get both. You could have a rocket, or you can go straight down. If you go straight down, that could maybe be slightly faster, actually. But I still reckon haste. Oh shit, absolute death. Okay. I will get through this map. I promise. I will get through it. I have finished this map. I am definitely good at doing this. And then we'll get into the records. But yeah, I just want to point out, thank you J-Height for making this map. Absolute legend. Yeah, as was said with the XDWC, new maps preferred. New mappers, if you want to get into mapping, there's some great resources. People are willing to help you. And yeah, that is the map. Splendid. Everything has gone to shit. Okay, there we go. Full screen. Alright, here we are. We have 4 records to start off with, recommended by Riffo for us. Technically 3, but these 2, I want to see the difference between these, because that is one hell of a jump, and apparently that is just a straight jump. Like, that's not upload times or anything, that is a proper over a second cut on a 10-second map, which is incredible. Wow. We very rarely see rocket stacks with it. I mean, the rocketing, as like I said it the last 3 or 4 months, the rocketry has just got incredible from these guys. Like, the improvements to rocketing over the last few months has just been incredible. That, yeah, you can see why that went down a second. It just, there's no stop at the bottom there. There's no stop, it's the same, but just using the pre-fire rockets straight in and up. Absolute magic. This record, apparently very good. Lovely. Move my mouse. Yeah, we got 166, 208, 228 records. This one also one to watch that Riffo was happy with. That's just clean. I mean, that's a very difficult thing to do, to continuously go through those rockets. without messing them up. And to just get the most speed. At that point it becomes like a strafe map with the optimization. Oh, this map's horrible, you get bugged every time on that. Oh no, bug 81 slick, that is. Very nice from Woe. What was I saying? I was saying something, it might come back to me. Ah yes, 228 total records this month. 143 I think it was unique maps, which is really cool actually that we've got. Quite often we'll see the same number of unique maps as records, but I actually want it to be closer to the same number of unique maps as... Sorry. I want it to be further away from maps to records, so that we see more... Oh, this is good. That's so clean. I get so scared doing things like this, trying to remember what things are physical and what aren't with some of the buggy props that aren't real props. Absolute madness. And we have our first Mac record, the return of the Mac. He is back. Absolute speed demon. There he is. He's come back. He's Riz Goblin's mum. He's Riz Goblin's sister, I think. He's Goblin's sister's boyfriend or something like that. From the Quake 3 side of things. But yeah, Mac is back Mac. Oh, this is the full run of that map. Cool. It's cool when we get to see individual... also, the full version of where individual segments have come from, quite shortly after them. Oh, it doesn't go for the risky up. Yeah, look. Ooh, ooh. That has some really awkward geometry to be doing that off of. There seems to be quite a lot of awkwardness in this. Awkward geometry, awkward... Yeah. Rare failure seen here from Riffo. That does show that it's a very difficult map. If even Riffo is having to fail it. In a run that stood that, you know, he didn't just immediately be able to beat that, so he either got fed up of it or... Oh, this map, it's so... That was incredible. That... So he goes... Boom. 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 And then it's here. No, not. Look at this. Boom. Boom. Just makes it. And then he's up and away. Absolutely incredibly impressive. The classic Kota race weirdness. Ignore some of the strange bugs that are going to happen as we change direction and change where gravity is. Warp zones and teleporters. It is smoother actually in the game, it's just the demo. Makes it a little bit strange. And there you are. Really cool maps they are. It's full screen because I realised a few months ago I could do that to check on things. Don't even have to tab out. Ninja, who's a fairly recent addition to the world record taking crew. The competition is really just getting harder and harder for these world records. It's incredible. Asda Quickie by Vert. I assume that's what he does on a Saturday night. I mean, we can tell from this that he's a slapper. I mean, that's an impressive run. It's super difficult to do runs that tight, switching between. That's some tight spacing. Maps like that frustrate me to no end, where the spacing, you can go too fast for them. Even if it's maps where you can actually get some different spacing, there's some maps where you think you've got good spacing, and it's like, oh, that's brilliant. I land here, I land here, I land here, and then after a couple of tries, your circle jumps just immediately get better, and your ability to hold the angle, because you now know where you're going, just gets better after 3 or 4 tries, and now you're just eating a ramp instead of getting perfect bounce at the bottom of it. They're just so frustrating. If you're still with us, J-Height, is this map just guessing, or do you actually have like a plan when you go into it? Or is this just kind of a well-educated guess? You know how fast you're going, you know the feel of how far you should be able to get. Because I'm really bad at that. I'm absolutely dreadful at predicting how far I'm going to go, and I'll reset and then see that little lag before your camera actually goes back to where you reset to. It's like I'll see that I actually did land and made it, or I'll get the step of having killed. Oh, so you had a plan, right? So you kind of just kept playing and kept going. Okay, so that works, then that works, then that works. Yeah, that makes sense. I can understand doing that. That's kind of how I've been routing Doom. Just keep going until you die and go, I might need to do that other room first because weapons would be nice. Like yesterday. Oh, it spawns 3 Barons of Hell. Maybe I should go and get the rocket launcher from the other room that spawns, like, nothing. 2 imps in this room. It's got 2 Barons of Hell. Get the rocket launcher first. So tight. Mac's strafing is beautiful. It really is. It's not clinical. I think that's from him being a CS Source B-Hop player. It's very much not clinical. Like Dizzy can make maps look too easy when he's just strafing. You have to really get into the nitty gritty to see it, whereas Mac definitely makes it look like he's working for this. Could also be that he looks up more than other players. Just looking down, I do think, makes you look like... What? No, get back. What the hell is this map? Is this literally just practice for... Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. I thought it was just 2 jumps, but they are 2 absolute, like, almost maximum distance jumps there. frustrating map because of the amount of ramp features that you'll get doing these bits. It's testimony to the ramp feature that we don't bug through, to be fair. I would have thought that a one unit thick wall like that, we'd just bug straight through it. Supplic the Slick Specialist. That was a super nice AD turn. Over 3,000 units and gaining speed. Like, that's gotta be low sensitivity. Or a surf player with using binds. Mouse sensitivity binds. Press a button to go down a sensitivity. I like how this map looks a lot. The cracked ice is super cool. Oh, that was nice. Yeah, I saw the slick challenge part bit. I wasn't quite paying attention when it first came onto the map and didn't realise that it was part of a longer slick challenge thing. But yeah, I've seen the full slick challenge run. It is absolutely insane. 6.5 minutes the record in Xonotic. I've seen it in Quake 3 as well. It's absolutely mad.
Code monkey, get up, get coffee. Code monkey, go to job. Code monkey,
I could never quite get the hang of this map because I always try to follow the red like it's a racing line and it's just not. And I'm really bad at remembering where things go like that. Oh, this is a difficult map. Wow! We're going to have to watch that one again. So when we get out of this section, we'll slow it down. What? He didn't even shoot! He just... So, you know, difficult strafe pads, but doable with practice. And it's just... Zoop. But that's incredibly high for that sort of jump. That's nutty. And boom, onto the slick. Just straight into the finish. And only taking 6/10 off of 6/100ths off of Ninyal's record. So, yeah. I need to try some of these Quake World race maps in Quake World itself. See how they behave differently. Because they do look very fun. But they are very fun. Ooh, I think that's the first time I've seen someone get right round the back of that. It was a really nice up ramp as well, just gliding rather than hitting into it. It was like almost like taking it as stairs. Oh my goodness. That is such an impressive trick, that. That one he did make look easy. I'll admit that. This map's interesting because of that start velocity pad. Circle jumps don't matter, you're going to get 1000 units a second out of them anyway. Just a little bit of lag. Thanks, YouTube. Beauty. Oh, even JH, not JH, Mac was lagging on that one. You could tell because when he went across the line, the timer continued and then snapped back to world record speed. What did he hit there? So we're coming out here. Go up here, and then it's on this exit of the next corner. Yeah, just here. So what does he hit? Does he get... Oh, there's a velocity pad there. Yep. Never mind, I forgot about the velocity pad. Beautiful run. Beautiful record. "66 records this month Mac's got. Like, that's an incredible number. I think that's a third, isn't it? 66 times 3 is 198, so it's just shy of a third. Between a third and a quarter, probably 3, 6, 4, 5 sixteenths. Something like that. Math is difficult. That was... Look at this. Oh no, need to go further back. Through here, Mac, a Premier CSS B-hop. That little wiggle at the end. This record may be repeated. There's a few records that seem to be repeated when I was putting this playlist together. I tried to not tag them all in. But this will be a good record. Whether we get to watch it twice or not. Finish is just there underneath. The start of the finish is just there underneath that glass lid. Yeah, finish. Loop back round. That was such a casual start. That was a really, really cool casual start. Just like, yeah, just go walk in a circle and then just like launch it. Trying to pick something. out of every single record. Oh, that's the route. I've been going the other way. That was a really nice middle section, the way that's routed. Slick bug hell through here. There's a lot of ramp, like just even slight ramps just gonna get stopped. That was really good. You can tell some of these maps are getting properly routed now for where things can be added and taken away. It's such a nice looking map as well. That sort of map and that sort of strafing is what got me into DeFraG in the first place. Just that sort of clean sliding around, and just like the thing that got me into it was I used to just chill out, go play against bots, and I'd just do movement and then shoot them. And so well, eventually I ended up just playing DeFraG. Because that's kind of why I enjoy these games so much, even in the shooter side of things, because of the movement. So why not just play the movement and skip the bit I'm bad at? Those little pink bits are recessed into the map, and you can hit them. Same with these, you can just completely lose all your speed on them, especially these ones on the down. They are hell. Because it's pseudo RNG level stuff. Cheeky pre-run. This map reminds me of Bowser's Castle Wii. Cock and balls at the end there. Still watching? Yes. Sometimes that comes up and sometimes it doesn't while we're watching these demos. I think it depends whether YouTube wants it to be a music video, because I've left stuff on overnight before and gone to sleep, you know, watching stuff on YouTube and just left it running, and I'll come back the next day. Like I watch not really the greatest of advertisements for what I watch. Yeah, I use this to get to sleep. Old cycling stage highlights and Tour de France highlights and stuff like that. I'll be honest, road cycling's boring. If I had to compare them, road cycling is strafing, where there's like tactics and you can look into it, but most of the time it's like, okay, that was cool. Oh, I've got a good record on this map. Top 10. Oh, it's way faster than the way I did it. But yeah, it's basically the same idea, just crack it out of there. And then, yeah, just better strafing than me. And that's super clean. Well, at least I know I was on the right idea. Just got a -1 jump at the start with some super hard strafe. Oh, here we go. So this isn't the best record. So Riffo, This then got beaten by Shiro, and then Riffo took it back. Yeah, it's unclean. Shiro cleaned up that, and then Riffo just cleaned everything up, added an extra bit of cleanliness to the whole thing. Interesting what the route... Ooh. Yeah, I've given up on this map before because I couldn't figure out any better route. Yeah, I might have to give that a go. It looks like there's room for error within it, because sometimes you get maps like that where there's just absolutely no room for error in your strafing. Like if you're not going to get world record or, you know, top 5, you're not going to make some of the jumps, but that looked like there was some room for error and still make the route, which could be a faster route than whatever I was using before that was maxed out. Nice side rocket there. 6.69. Nice. This map's interesting because, yeah, being on the map is less than half of the map. Nice. Oh, really nice. And that's intended as well. One of MacRack's greatest strengths has got to be the starts. But I would not have expected a world record on this map. It looked so optimised. Really did. MacRack's actually really good with weapons as well. He won't be able to show it off in Xonotic because of lag. Didn't see that in... I assume Riffo probably did that. Yeah, Riffo was into wall strafing and the super quick stuff like that much earlier. He was doing it the whole way around that upper section. There's your differences. Yeah, it'd be a shame because of the lag. MacRack probably won't be able to show it off so much in Xonotic, but in Quake 3 single player records, he is really good with rockets. Is this the one that's got a ring bounce in it? Instead of going through the ring checkpoint, you bounce off the top of it. No, it can't be. Yeah, it isn't. Really nice map though. Really difficult map to get around because you always try to take a shortcut and cut a corner. That's an ugly pre-run. MacRack's got that grinding in for pre-runs. I just can't bring myself to fail before the start of a run. It's basically it. Maps that have super strict circle jump requirements, where to do something, you got to start getting higher and higher circle jumps. There, the baby. This just looks clinical. Like some of these landings just absolutely right where they need to be. It's almost like watching Tetris when people are doing that in Slick, where you know you can press the button to immediately drop the piece to the floor. It can be like watching that, where you almost think they have control over not just the left and right of where they move, but also the gravity of where they move. Because because it is just so perfect, the step ups, the landings. Just look at that, just in the green, just holding it to the green, close as possible, holding that 99.9999%. Super sweet. That's a map that you've got to root out because there's way too many records. Classic Akimoli run. Nicely done. I need to get better at map routing so I can talk better about how some of these maps might be routed and how, like, because some of them look to me like they're routed on the fly, like we discussed, and some of them are very, very strict with exactly where we're going to go. You know, we're going to go here, we're going to go here. If we don't make it, we're just going to kill it. Whereas some of them have at least a little bit of wiggle room. Right, work over to take this one. But what I said earlier about some records, most records appearing once, Mac seems to have all the records that other people have got, and he's just taken them back. Because a record to be uploaded here to the YouTube, the record has to be stable for a day, 24 hours, otherwise it doesn't get a video made about it. So these records have all stood, so if you see a record that's then beaten, it's not beaten like 2 minutes later, it's beaten the next day, at least 24 hours on, in another session, because the game session has to end. Like currently, as we were playing at the start of the interesting route there. Oh, there. Oh, I can barely get around the wide side of that corner on this map. I've got a decent time on here. By decent, I mean like a time I'm happy with, like it's top 30. Yeah, that's nice. I forgot what I was talking about. Just blown away by the beauty of Mac's movement. Just so clean. The AD on this man, I mean, he's a CSS B-Hop pro, but his ability to AD, beautiful. Like, bonk the wall, lose the right amount of speed, and then just extra smooth. I love how this map looks. Don't know why. I think novel slick like that does look good. I like simplistic maps though, like box designs in games, like the orange boxes and the ones that got like 64 by 64 and 48 by 48 and whatever written on the side of them from source. Those map styles look like they can be maps to me. I think it's coming from Unreal Tournament 4, where the actual real maps by the developers were all that untextured, and that was weird when you got onto a map that was actually textured. It was almost like that map didn't fit in, probably because the textures on that map were Unreal Tournament 3 and 2004 textures, but yeah, maps with no textures, they're cool. I also like Reflex. Is he gonna get it? Of course he's gonna get it, I mean, it's world record. 1.6 seconds, almost certainly that was the first time he got it. Another run on Bug Lucy full. Those green bits must be auto detonate for grenades. No, because he's doing that. I'll have to ask him about that, how he does that right click boost 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 thing. Like, do the grenades just travel at exactly the right speed to blow him up perfectly? That head bonk. Can't wait to see if he manages to pull off a clean run of this, because he's had a fail here and on the other run, so it was the fail there and it was just not getting any speed off of a couple of weird explosions that kind of caught themselves in corners of geometry. And then we had that one with the bonk on the head and one weird geometry, I think. But I'm hoping to see we get a run, because it's clearly difficult. Because like I say, it's got to be set on multiple days. And Riffer isn't the kind of guy to just drop it once he's got a record and just go, ah yeah, sod it. If he's not happy with the record, he'll keep going until he can't. So it's clearly difficult to get. Either that or it took him so long he just got annoyed and then went back the next day. Ah yeah, this is Riffo's. So look, he's onto the walls there. Much sooner rather than using the floors. The walls you can get a lot more speed out of, I think. Or it's more consistent rather than using the floor boosting methods. Yeah, I wonder if... So Riffo wasn't using the air thing that Shiro was, where Shiro boosted himself up with the air, like off of the wall, on the kind of drop down back up bit at the start. I'm interested to see whether that's something that's actually faster or whether Riffo's got the right speed. And that just double... Because the only thing I can think is that Shiro only just got up, so potentially just triple stack the floor is consistent enough and probably gives you more speed on the exit. Something like that it works. Because it's right at the start, so more speed on exit would keep you going for the whole map. It's not like you need to slow down on that map. The walls just take you and go vroom. There's no maximum. The only time it matters what speed you've got and that having more speed into this doesn't matter is when there's a speed cap corner. You've got to come down to 400, 800, whatever it is. It might not be worth it. Or if it's at the end of the map. Just depends how long you can keep that extra speed for. Oh, this will be... Whoomp. You can lose so much speed going through that hole. So yeah, as I said at the start, Mac has taken the king crown away from Dizzy on the Relax Running server, which, yeah, it was sort of inevitable. Dizzy doesn't really play too much, and Mac is clearly going for it. He's only 1 point ahead, actually. In fact, he was behind yesterday, according to that. If 1 day is correct, Mac's gained a point in a day and gained a place, yeah. So he was behind yesterday. But yeah. Absolute mad lad. He's clearly going for the records, though. Mac is. Like, he's going for records that have got lots of points, that are worth points. It's the reason that Riffo isn't higher than he is. Shearer isn't higher because he mostly plays on HP, but Riffo does play both and has great records on both. So you got like Trauma Queen with only 64 maps played, slightly ahead of Nature, who's got 827 maps played, because it only matters about your first 30 or so maps. After that, it's just not worth it. But you're yeah, the scores are difficult to predict. So weird seeing these maps become DeFraG maps, because these are the maps like I was talking about a couple of minutes ago. This is exactly what I was doing. I would just play Trident and just jump around it, maybe give myself God mode so that I could shoot enough or turn self damage off or whatever, so I could just shoot rockets. So smooth. Speaking of pasta, told my mum I was going to make a bike out of spaghetti. She thought it was a stupid idea until I wrote pasta. Hey, invisible block, or well, visible but not physical rocks. Which I'm not sure about that, because the haste is in there, and I'm not sure if it was added as a joke in Quake 3 that it does have haste, and it just so happens that when it got ported, or if you can't hit the rocks in Quake 3. I could look into it, because I could just put these maps into my Quake 3 and launch them, but that would require like more than half a second's effort, and you know, I'd have to be thinking about it and willing to open Quake 3 at the same time. Nice one there from Vert. Keeping the speed up. Oh, that is the same map again. So good, we're going to watch it twice. Hell yeah, but. Now time for Riffo to take on the map we saw earlier. Nice. I mean, you're given the Hagar, but this is how unpowerful the Hagar is. No one uses it. I mean, the Hagar is a plasma gun replacement, so it's potentially that the plasma was put in there so you could do PGB, plasma ground boost, which is where after shooting the floor with plasma you get a tiny little bit of slick that you can kind of do a slick circle jump off of while moving. It's impressive, look it up on Quake 3 DeFraG. But it then means that it's potentially useless. Plasma, you have to have a very straight long wall, I think, to be able to get anything out of it, or be using it like that to actually climb. But a straight long wall that you can just shoot backwards against, and you can gain speed. But like, yeah, you got the Hagar and the rocket launcher. You're going to use the rocket launcher, even if it is a straight wall that you don't need to gain height on. The plasma's pretty good for gaining height and speed at the same time, because it's very consistent. Put your angle in, hold jump, and shoot, and she will go if you get the right height. Stay hydrated. "15 seconds dead," that's definitely coming down. 14 at some point, not sure when. Oh, he's taken both Pornstar Slop-In and Pornstar Slop-In slow. Don't know why this one's got such a super bright green hue to it. Yeah, no haste. Which, from the looks of things, only ever edits the route very slightly. And actually, I'm pretty sure that he only had 100 more when he landed. Finished there, he only had 100 more speed. This end's going to be impressive. Oh yeah. Always impressive. Always impressive, that. Here we go. The final run of that, as we saw. Just cleaning everything up. First run, unclean. Second run from Shiro, cleaned up the general run, the route that was in place. But then the route was cleaned up. And yeah, absolutely sent it. Wizard. Oh, beautifully done. So the inside of... There's water all over this map that you can't quite see. And it will slow you down a ton, so you got to avoid it. Nice. Oh, this map. I was doing well on this map, and then I wasn't. I just couldn't put a run together. I did a lot, but I could not put a run together in Quake 3 though. Like, I was immediately... I don't know what it was. I don't think it was the fact that I couldn't remember to jump. But that is super nice from GH. He had a good run on the actual Quake 3 version of this map as well, in the tournament. That was a blur. Things happened. Sure did. Which is Riffo complains about the green bar hunters. When you've got to strafe in a map like this, he ain't half bad at it, is he? Very nice run. That's something I really can't get the hang of, is when you get given a weapon, immediately using it. It always takes me a minute, even though I know I'm going to get given a weapon. Like, I can see the weapon pick up on the ground, or the marker that tells you you're going to get it. And yet I still have to do like 2 jumps and go, oh, I've got the weapon. Instead of just, you know, weapon, boom, go. Mac must feel at home here from playing CSS. Although I think these are 1.6 textures and layouts and everything. I'm currently watching the CS Major. Decided I was going to get back into it. Since last year I was doing Trackmania esports and now that's completely dead, so gotta pick a different esport. I'm not sure if J Height shoots at the end of every run, or only when he's happy with it. Ah, here we go, bug run. So there's a bit of a glitch on this map. The checkpoint at the end of the first section, yeah. So it's a kill feed rather than a checkpoint. And it just kind of activates as many times as it needs. Jeez, that's a star and a half, isn't it? Come on. Look at that. That is a star and a half, and absolutely perfect I don't think you could get a unit closer than that on that up ramp. But there'll still be room to improve, because you could of course get the same up ramp but with a better pre-run. So now that map's all in the pre-run. Nah, you do the same thing and improve after. It'd be difficult for sure. It's not like it's an easy thing, but there's space both sides of the ramp jump. This map reminds me of something. I was watching something while I was playing this map. I can't remember what it was, but it was probably important. Smashing your head on the top of that hole that he's just gone through with the blue rim. That's a classic. Or overshooting it because it's so blind. Forget it's there. My map knowledge is terrible. My memory of maps is absolutely just dreadful. It's a wonder I can get around without, like I daren't delete. I've got in front of me a little like GPS computer. I daren't delete any of the simple routes that I do 1,000 times. You know, before I started this, I went out, did a 15-mile loop. Loop I've done, you know, probably 10 times the exact same loop, and certainly used those roads, and I know how to get between those places. I was still sort of thinking, well, I need to. So what would I have called it in my Garmin? Because I'm that bad at navigating that I actually need to know that I've got that if I needed it. Either that or just the take me home button. Yeah, just take me home. Just what route gets me home fastest? And then we'll get to somewhere that I recognise. I did it without though. You should be proud of me. But yeah, it's one of the reasons that I find it very difficult to, well, I don't know what the reason that I do, but it's something that I find very difficult to do, is learning routes. And changing routes is something really tough. Like to just change a route up a little bit, because I've got it so, if I get it ingrained into my head, that's it. I'm just doing whatever that is forever and a day. Nice. That's just a crazy map. Crazy map for crazy people. It gets slowly closer and closer towards the end, so that you can get across it, and of course you gain speed. So you've got to figure out what your spacing is and how many jumps you can do, and then just maximise your strafe to -1 jump. It is a pure -1 jump map, because you can't go much faster, because if you go faster that alters the amount of jumps that it's going to take, and then you might end up with a half jump where you're going to turn to the side and you're going to, you know, over jump and stuff like that. But then it takes that incredible AD that Mac's got to keep it together as you're going quite fast, and have to just clear as best as you can, and certainly not overturn and lose speed, but also not be too feeble with it and not actually make the 180. And yeah, that's really where Mac gets in, for sure. It does. Not sure what's going on with the frame rates here. I have to wait for this one to buffer a second up. YouTube's having some trouble today. Not quite sure what it is. My internet seems fine. It's just been YouTube as well. Like, I've been watching streams on Twitch perfectly fine. This is incredible. This is just before where I got stuck on R7. This bit. I need to do that. I need to grind out R7 at some point. Problem is, I don't think I can do it within the 2 hours of a HP map. Might give it a go. Have to pick a day and time and make a bit of an event out of it, maybe. Vert's had some good runs this week. Month. Why do I always say week? For a bit of speedrunning knowledge, if there's a world record and then a whole second gap, like someone's got a 25, then there's no 26 second, and then there is a 27. That's a second skip. Usually on behalf, person who performed the second skip, the person who got the world record that's a second faster than everyone else. They performed a second skip. Or whatever it is, a minute skip, an hour skip, a day skip if you're speedrunning something that takes over a day. Really nice up ramp there. These are just peaceful. Instead of using Minecraft parkour, people should use certain Xonotic world records. If they're going to use any by Nero, they do need to cut the circle jump out, of course. We don't want anyone getting sick. Do you know what? I don't think we've seen any Nero this month. We've got Nero world records, haven't we? This month? Nero. How many records has he got? He's very much tail ending the month. I think he took the early part of the month off, so he only comes in the 23rd. First record. A couple on the 23rd, then 27th, then 28th, then 29th. Because yeah, we got 29th for the month. The 29th won't be uploaded in this run. Jesus wept. What? Hold on, when did he get a BFG? He didn't have a BFG the last time I watched this map. There were 3 records on this map that didn't use the BFG, so either it's a different map or someone realised you could get a BFG and went, lads, we should probably be using that. Oh, Riffo. What happened there? How come I saw at least 2 records from you and 1 from Shiro on that map not using the BFG? Is there 2 maps that are basically the same? Because it's exactly the same route, it's just one uses the BFG and one uses exactly the same sort of looking with the Hagar. Huh. How daft did you feel when you found that then? BFG over here, chaps. He's left this BFG lying around. Ah, right. Yeah, looking unreachable. That's fair. I wasn't paying enough attention to it because it's been a map that I've seen a couple of times. I thought, it's just, another iterative record. And then all of a sudden there's a BFG on the map. Where'd that come from? But yeah, probably. Those, as stupid as they are, when you suddenly go, hold on, we could have picked up this BFG. Ooh, nice 360. They are always entertaining to see. When it's not until someone does something that it opens everybody up to doing it. Everyone sort of goes, oh, well, we can't. Yeah, that's not possible. That last part was just MacWork being Mac, yeah. Oh yeah, sometimes people don't notice either. I mean, there was one World Championships last year. There was 2 routes through a very difficult rock section. A really short, but steep section. Super technical, super difficult to get down, but really short, like literally really short. Then there was another one which goes, 10-20 meters, goes round for people who can't, maybe they've got a puncture or whatever, or don't have the skill to go down that, because you've got all sorts of skills, especially at Worlds, because every country kind of gets you might get a random country's entry and they've just got enough points from national events and you don't know who that country will actually send. They can send anyone. Great Britain could send me. They could send... if they really wanted to, Tom Pidcock could get all the points for us and me and my dad could go to World Championships. It would be absolutely hilarious if they ever did that, but yeah, it was actually found to be faster to go the long way round, because like with certain long routes in Xonotic and DeFraG, the speed you kept, you go down the super steep bit and you don't actually get any speed out of it because it's just a complete voomp at the bottom, and everything, all that speed just goes into you trying to get your head back up. Oh, that was beautiful. Nice one, JH. But yeah, it was actually faster to just go flat out round the outside. It still took technical skill for sure, because you had to full send it to make it faster. But it was faster. It was definitely faster on the first lap as everyone crowded and stopped at the top of the steep section to try and get down it. And everyone who was taking the really wide outside bit, and it was like 5 going round. Right. But yeah, that was interesting to see, because the women's race happened and one of the women noticed it, and then there's a bunch of the men doing it all of a sudden. Although some of the men were able to keep their speed out of it because bigger bikes. Basically turned out if you're a tall guy, you could get it. Are you saying that... so Des is currently saying that the British cycling team should use furry suits. I've got to be honest, it would probably be less hated by the mountain biking community, particularly the downhill mountain biking community, than skin suits. The full body swimsuit things, they're super aerodynamic and faster than baggy shorts and a jersey. But yeah. I think a furry suit would be preferred by them to wearing lycra. Ver's had some good runs on techie strafe maps this month, actually. Oh, is this the same one that we watched earlier? Or is this a different one? Looks a bit different. Similar. Ah, same map. Yeah, Ver's a really good player of techie strafe maps. The kind where you never get like 1,000 units a second is the fastest you're realistically going to get to. But keeping 600, 700 units a second through all this, and not falling off and maybe taking a skip or two, and how fast can you reset for those circle jumps. But there's certain sections through this map that he's going slower than 320, the base walking speed. But yet. But what did he get? I got 3 records on Beatrix Black. Oh, that one earlier that I said we watched the same map. Turns out it was the reverse. And _R. And the record is 0.05 difference. There are a lot of bunched up records this month as well. Morrow's been doing them in much greater sized batches rather than kind of at one point it was every day. But yeah, it's admittedly a hell of a lot of work. Oh yeah, keeping momentum and performing 10 or 20 skips is... you're not getting luck. Pure skill. And memorization of the map. You've got to know what's coming next. You can't sort of go, oh shit, it's a left. Oh yeah, Riffo, how does these bits where you shoot secondaries straight in front of you, I think there's one coming up just here, how do they work? Where you just... oh no, you're not on this one. You just shoot like 3 secondaries straight in front of you. Is that literally just shoot them straight in front of you and they happen to explode at the right speed? Or like if you're, just spam away. At what speed? Is it like a specific... I assume it's a specific speed. Oh wow. 820 plus, and then just spam the right click. That's pretty cool. I saw you doing it, I was like, how's that working? And is he getting any speed? And I started watching, it was like, oh. Huh. I guess they just explode. And they must... yeah, They must hit, because secondary fire grenades explode, I think it's half a second after they've hit something. But they have to hit something. The floor or something, or they explode on contact with people. Whereas primaries explode bang as soon as they hit something. That's true, I'm not people. That's why they don't explode when they go through me. Yeah, they don't explode on contact with yourself. That map, honestly, I haven't played this specific map, but can map makers stop putting random blue sections that I think are slick sections? Because I come in and I'm like, ah, slick. Hey. Yeah, it might be meant to be slick. Things do like to break with sea heights. Hey, it's Scout. This is so clean. I'm kind of glad I'm bad at slick. I do think I've realised why I might be so bad at slick now. I don't think it's my actual like slick tactics. You see how here Supplic's looking ahead, and if we were to have the thing, he's pretty much always looking at 0 degrees, right, straight ahead, flat. I'm pretty much always looking straight down. I can't see where the hell I'm going. He is absolutely perfect. I mean, there was a record earlier. I said it looks like he controlled gravity. It was a cool quick grass slick record. Can't remember which one. But it looks like he's controlling gravity, almost like in Tetris, how you can slam a block into the ground. Because he was literally landing so perfectly close on the... Like, it was jump and then perfectly grab. I mean, I think... I don't know, I need to talk to people more. In everything, really. But look at the way that he's moving while in the air, how he's still gaining speed. Surely that's a Counter-Strike Surf style bind on the side of the mouse. Or whatever, where you change your mouse sensitivity. Because he goes from slick, where you've got to move quite quickly, and stuff like this, to then in the air just so smooth. So it's either mouse acceleration, which I doubt it, because Xonotic's mouse acceleration sucks, unless he's using whoever. There's a really posh mouse acceleration plugin for Windows. Either using that, which would be really posh, or just the classic CS Surf bind. Goblin is a god at slick. Oh goodness, Mac took this map. This is points. This is pure, like, talking about what's the best thing to do. If you can get the record on this map, I guarantee you this is hardcore points. That flick right as he hit his head on the top, that was beautiful. Just like, bonk, head. Whoop. Now is my time to look the other way. Really nicely spaced. coming across those ramps as well. That's something I find really difficult with any map, to plan out to come across ramps. So that makes the ramp's angle less steep, meaning he's going to keep more horizontal momentum, convert less of it into vertical momentum. Absolutely ridiculous. So surely he's going to start jumping quite regularly here. So on the flat bits it's fine, but you're just going to get slick bugged. I think he's jumping to try not to get slick bugged. Cabler, please don't be another ridiculous circle jumper. Nobody gets less slick bug. Is slick bug not less prevalent in... Oh wow, I mean we saw this record, it was either Vert or Yuchi that had this one. And they weren't even close to making that start cut, and then Mac just made it perfectly. Yeah, is slick bug net FPS and that sort of thing rate related? Oh, here we go. Whoop! Hey Nero, throw that tennis ball. Hup! Works though. Yeah, net FPS 1 to toggle for slick. Yeah, maybe he's just found something better. You know, other settings that do the same sort of job of just pretending you're not where you are.
Turns out she's smarter than I thought she was. She knows I wrote it, now the whole class does too. And I'm all alone during couple skate. When she skates by with some guy on her arm. But I know that I'll forget the look of pity in her face when I'm living in my stroller dome.
We've got to look into these. I know me and Des both said it. We've got to try and work out what are some settings, even not super specific settings like slick bug bullshit, but just general settings before next XDWC. How far are we? Yeah, we're not too far from the end. But yeah, trying to figure out what settings people can run. Even, you know, because even stuff like, yeah, limit net rate and stuff for slick, but because there's also the fact that you want a higher net rate on slick, don't you? Or a higher net FPS. Because that gives you faster acceleration, doesn't it? So on the flat bits of slick you want more, and then you want to bind it down, toggle bind it, don't you? Yeah, high as possible on not ramps. So bollocks to that. We don't need to figure out all of that. Well, we do need to figure it out, to be fair. Do need to figure it out, but specifically for XDWC, we just need sort of a package that we can say to people, use these settings, they are pretty good. You're not going to be at a disadvantage in general across every map. So high net rate because we probably don't have slick ramps. We just kind of don't put them in. Yeah, net FPS can be limited, I think. It might be worth doing that for XDWC if we're going to have problems, because there's obviously people with high latency that can't put net FPS super high. Bad computers or bad internet or whatever, packet loss. Oh, here we go. Here we go for something ridiculous for our Amino. Haven't seen the name enough this month. Yeah, if we could limit it on the server side so that we can't do anything too ridiculous. These sort of maps are so confusing for me. Because everything just blends in with each other. And then there's the background, and then I get disoriented if I turn off r_sky. Amino's an absolute master of this sort of stuff, though. I'm really good at getting steps like that. They're not actually that easy to do, to get yourself into that stepping rhythm where you just go brrrr. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction. Aperture science. We do what we must because we can. Oh yeah, hacking the client, but on the net FPS side, I think we can set it on the server. Like, the server just can't accept whatever the server's net FPS is, the G_net FPS or whatever it is, server-sided. It won't accept any more than that. You know, so it makes it pointless. But for certain things, yeah, it's going to be... What I definitely don't want is to have to use a client. It's fine for DeFraG World Cup, for Quake 3, because you have to play offline anyway, because downloading the map is a manual thing, submitting is a manual thing. But the way that Xonotic works with just join a server, it's good. We don't want to make people go away and download custom stuff. I'm getting really nervous watching this. It's weird because you know that he doesn't fail. Or doesn't fail too badly, because otherwise it wouldn't be a world record. Unless it can be done in 3 minutes and he's about to make a minute worth of a fuck up, but it doesn't look like it from what I can see in the distance of the rest of the map. Max stairs are cool. You mean force him to play maximum 100 FPS, but he could make it lower, or it has to be 100? Because I think we enforce the maximums. Because the other crap like that, that's fine, as long as we're telling the top people. That was one of the key things. It was the fact that some of the top players didn't know about stuff. Like, even Knight didn't know about the rate hacks stuff. So it's not like it was an obvious known thing for everyone. See if J8 uses the small ramp thing that Des spoke about last time. Did he get it? I wasn't watching the speedo, I was watching where he was going. Trying to do that at the minute. Trying to practice while watching these. I'm trying to practice for not watching the speedo. Mac doesn't need to know about net FPS. I mean, watch this. Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know about the net FPS hacks that's watching this, if you've got this far, you probably ought to know about net FPS hacks. Basically, make your net FPS as high as possible. It will have to be as high as your actual FPS, like your real frames a second. But it basically means that each time you send to the server an update, it means it's doing the calculation. And if you know compound interest from school, it's compound interest on strafe percent, basically. If you get 10% gain 10 times instead of 1 time, it's more. So it gives you faster acceleration. But then you set net FPS to 1 for less slick bugs on ramp slick. So someone like Riffo, who plays a lot of slick, has a toggle bind between net FPS, probably 1000, and 1 to go between faster acceleration, because it's especially noticeable on slick, and less chance of slick bugs, because you're sending less data to the server, so it's got less of a chance to tell you you're in the middle of the slick. So that's how the ramp slick bug works, is effectively the game going. You travelled forwards and doesn't quite line up with travelling forwards and upwards, so if you're sending it less times, then it tends to communicate both the forwards and the upwards a bit better. I finished this map. It's super difficult, but I did finish it, and this just makes it look like an absolute piece of piss. But I can confirm it is not easy. And Amino said that was a really difficult record to get when he got it. Mac, the first guy to manage to skip between those two that I've seen, to go from slick to slick. Which also means that he doesn't have to slow down, because everyone else was having to slow down slightly, because they couldn't get from slick to slick, but then if they went slick bounce, they were over jumping. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Like walking in the rain and the snow when there's nowhere to go, when you're feeling like a part of
The Vegemite power. It is indeed.
You think you're gonna break up, and she says she wants to make up.
Nicely done. We're still looking into whether Marmite helps. I did have some Marmite the other day, and then I ended up not playing Xonotic. I was like, do you know what? I really want some toast. And then I remembered our conversation about Marmite and Vegemite power, and I was like, oh, yeah, actually, I do fancy some savoury toast rather than normally I have chocolate spread. But you know what? I do fancy some savoury toast. Big improvement here from JH. About half a second, I think. If I remember right from his previous run on this. This is a fail run? Really? Because your last one looks pretty good. And you've knocked half a second off of it. Oh yeah, you did miss a rocket at the start. Oh well. Oh, that wasn't as good as your previous run. So everything this better be a good end. Holy shit, yeah. That was an insane end though. These sort of maps, like look, this is the sort of map that's going to show he's got control over gravity. Like not just the left and right, but the gravity of everything, because he's just landing so perfectly. And yeah, you're going from a slick ramp to a slick ramp to a slick ramp. Kota hooks. I'm so disoriented. I don't have a clue where we're going, whether we're going up or down or up right now. I think we're going up. Yeah, we must be going up because the gravity's come in. So weird. Cool maps though. I do really, really like the Kota race maps because they're different, because they're very unique. They're things you don't normally see, you know. Yeah, there are hooks in Quake 3. They're actually a standard part of Team Arena, but you can't play Team Arena, and Team Arena is a mod for Quake 3. So you can't play Team Arena and Team and DeFraG. The hook's still a mod in Quake 1 though, isn't it? Love how this map looks. So old your wrinkles have wrinkles. I need to make my dad feel really old. Well, older than he does normally. Because when I first played Doom, he said, I remember playing Doom. He was already a teacher by the time he saw Doom. He was out of uni by the time Doom comes out. And that was like his second career. He was a construction manager, and then he went into teaching construction management. Oh, that's the end of the month. Anyway, might as well finish this story. So yeah, he was like, yeah, now Doom's 30. It's like, oh shit, you're old, man. But I suppose it wouldn't really matter, because at the same time, it's like, yeah, I'm younger than Doom, and he knows I'm old. I don't just like that map because of Transflag, because I like it because I like neon colours and cell shading, which is why I really like Warsaw. Anyway, incredible month. Thank you to everyone for watching and for talking and for telling me what things are and how the game works, because God knows I don't know. Mac, you're absolute champion. Riffo still holding on to that crown on hardcore parkour. And yeah, we'll see you next month. There's been some pretty incredible records. If anyone's got any records, just send them to me somehow. I will put them in a playlist and have a look at them. And we'll see them at the start of next month's playlist. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great month. See you next month. Or on the servers. Or something.